Hello every pony, Scar89 once again, here for another fanfiction reading. Today I'm going to be continuing that really stupid one I started a while ago. Magikarp is the best Pokemon. Sure, whatever. Just because I can. My throat's a little weird today with my nose, so please excuse possibly me sounding weird or me sniffling a lot. Excuse me. Anyway, so without further ado, here is chapter 2 of Magikarp is the best Pokemon by who the fuck cares. Anyway, chapter 2, who's awesome? Magikarp is awesome. The walk was seldom and placid for such a strange as a hell day, as they headed for the house of their timid friend in hopes that she would know what creature this could be. It could spout a word, one simple word, Magikarp, all the way to Fluttershy's house. It wasn't quite a noise that an animal usually produced, but how many animals usually say their own name? Wow, is that all it could say? Spike questions, still lagging around their large fish-like creature on its back and having a hard time of it. Oh, lugging, sorry. Still lugging around the large fish-like creature on his back and having a hard time of it. It's been a long time since I've done this. Anyway. Has he said anything else? Twilight asked, leaving the obvious in the clear for Spike to notice. I guess not, Spike answered, his legs shaking now from the great weight of the Pokemon. Hopefully Fluttershy will know. Twilight took a quick glance at the still-breathing fish. Come on, we're almost there. Don't see you helping out, Spike muttered under his breath, sweating pouring down his face. Sweat pouring down his face. Ugh. That's because you have the hands in this relationship, Twilight pointed out. Spike rolled his eyes. And I'm guessing that horn of yours is just useful for popping balloons? Twilight gave him a look and stuck out her tongue playfully. Don't test me, mortal! Twilight leaped into the air, pretending she was some sort of goddess with wings. Twilight, you're not a princess. Also, I found those fake plastic wings in your closet. Spike shot her a devious smirk. Right next to those fanfictions you made about yourself. I told you that was my diary! Twilight shot back, pushing Spike with her sides. Oh really? When exactly in your life did Big Mac break through our wall, dressed as a noble knight, his long orange hair swaying in the breeze as he took you and rode off into the sunset, whispering, Twilight, you are my love forever and totally not an egghead. Now let us... We're here, Twilight interjected, pointing to Fluttershy's cottage in the distance. Now hush, we need to act calm and flutter on in. Okay, stupid pun. Anyway, Twilight raced to the cottage quickly, clearly avoiding further questions from Spike, who raised her hoof, gave the door a swift and soft knock, and waited patiently. And avoiding questions like usual, Spike muttered, practically dragging Magikarp in the dirt because he didn't seem to mind. The door opened to a mere phantom. Nothing at the mare's eyesight, for it was Angel Bunny who opened the door. The furry white critter gave her an annoyed look, but his eyes went wide when Spike finally arrived with Magikarp in tow. Giving the small bunny her best winning smile, Twilight said, Hello there, you know Fluttershy's home? We have a couple of questions. Also, some water would be appreciated, Spike shot in, whipping some sweat from his brow with his long snake-like tongue sticking out while he panted. You know, for the fish. Magikarp simply floundered on the ground, repeating his own name over and over again. His feeble tone was becoming an annoyance for the three of them in only a short amount of time. The bunny hopped back into the cottage, giving no clear indication what Twilight and Spike should do, so they followed right in along with him. Fluttershy's cottage had a plethora of animals inside, which wasn't much of a surprise since the Pegasus was known for her care of the forest critters. And there was Fluttershy, the yellow Pegasus currently feeding a group of squirrels. Fluttershy, can you help us? Twilight called out, causing the Pegasus to squeak in surprise and nearly jump out of her fur. Turning back to the pair, she stopped her cowering and blinked, realizing it was her friends. Giving a sheepish and embarrassing smile, she said, "Sorry about that, Twilight. You need my help with something? Remember that comet crash not too long ago?" Twilight asked. "Oh yeah, it was so scary. All my animal friends started to freak out a little, but we're all better now." Fluttershy arched an eyebrow at the unicorn, finally noticing that Spike was also present behind Twilight. "Why do you ask?" Twilight moved out of the way, revealing a near-exhausted Spike carrying a strange red floundering fish by the tail. "This guy's caused the crash. We were hoping you might know what type of fish he is." Shouldn't we put him in some water first?" she asked, uneasy how the fish flayed on the ground. "Nah, he went over 30 minutes without it. Plus, he just came from space," Spike pointed out. "Either he doesn't have to breathe, or he can breathe air." "Okay then, let me see him closer." That sentence doesn't make any sense. Anyway, Fluttershy approached Magikarp, but he paid her no mind and just went on and on about repeating his own name. "Is Magikarp the only thing he can say?" "Pretty much. So, now how he survived a crash from the... Pretty much. So, know how he survived a crash from the upper atmosphere?" Spike asked, poking Magikarp with his foot. Fluttershy shook her head. "No creature should have been able to do that. It's not possible." "Fluttershy has a point," Twilight agreed. "If the no air didn't kill him, re-entering the atmosphere would have burned him to a crisp. Not to mention the crash should have flattened him like a pancake. Really, he's an anomaly stranger than Pinky. Not to mention I have no idea what fish he could be." Fluttershy added, tugging lightly at one of Magikarp's whiskers. "He could belong to the carp family because of his name and whiskers, but his body, anomaly and shape are all wrong. Plus his colors are way too strange." "What about him not blinking?" Spike asked, unnerved by the fact the fish hadn't closed his eyes once since they met. "Well, fish don't normally blink," Fluttershy explained, also slightly creeped out by the Magikarp's unblinking eyes. "But I've never seen one with eyes this large or strange before." The three remained silent for some time, until Twilight blurted out, "So you have no idea what type of fish he is?" Fluttershy sadly shook her head, hiding her face behind her mane as she averted her gaze. "I'm really sorry, but I'm just not sure. Maybe he's some type of alien or something?" "But how did he arrive here in the first place? Some type of flying saucer?" Twilight scoffed. "He's a mindless fish by the looks of things. So far, the only signs of his intelligence is him repeating his own name over and over again, which is getting really annoying, by the way. So he isn't exactly part of some advanced alien species." "Hey, maybe he is magic." "Maybe he is magic." That sentence would feel a lot better if it was, "Hey, maybe he's magic." Ugh, terrible fanfiction, terrible. Spike suggested, snapping his fingers at the revelation. "That could explain how he managed to survive the fall and breathe on land. Hey, Twi, can you check if he has any?" "Well, I can try," Twilight replied, her horn glowing in preparation for her magic finder spell, which isn't really a spell. It was a simple spell, able to locate any type of magic, which doesn't really make it a spell. It worked in the traditional way of hot and cold game, where her horn glows blue, she's cold, meaning there's no magic, and red means hot, which indicates she's close to magic. "Ha! Gay!" Her horn glowed a light tone of blue. Carefully, she placed it closer toward Magikarp. All that got was her horn to glow deeper shades of blue, until it was nearly black, which was a pretty good sign Magikarp was anything but magical. Casting off her magic, she said, "Well, he isn't magical, that's for sure. Any other suggestions?" The three returned to silence, quietly watching Magikarp as it floundered about without a care in the world. Eventually, when one of them was sure to crack just staring at him, Spike asked, "Maybe we should feed him something." "Worth a try. Might get him to do something else for once," Twilight agreed. "I'll go get some fish food then," Fluttershy said, flying away to acquire some food for the fish, returning with a canister of fish feed. She shook it in front of Magikarp. "Hey, Magikarp, are you hungry?" "Carp, Magikarp," he said, the only words he could say, actually. I'll take that as a yes." Fluttershy opened up the canister and poured some of the feed in Magikarp's mouth. The fish opened and closed its mouth, gobbling up the food in mere seconds. "Would you look at that? He did something for once," Spike said jealously. "So, eating makes him react?" "I wonder what other foods he can eat," Twilight said to herself, leaning closer to inspect Magikarp's mouth to see what type of teeth he had to see whether he was a carnivore or a herbivore. Or an omnivore, because that actually exists too. Unfortunately, Magikarp grabbed onto Twilight's mane at that moment, sucking it up in his mouth. "Ah!" Twilight shrieked, shaking her head to try and dislodge Magikarp from her mane. "Get him off! Get him off! Get him off now!" "Hold still, Twilight!" "Ah!" Spike yelled, attempting to pull off Magikarp from her hair. Oh, so it's her hair now, not her mane. All that resulted in was tugging Twilight's mane painfully and her yelling even more. "Don't try to rip off my mane! Don't try to rip my mane off!" Sorry. "Don't try to rip my mane out! Just get him off!" she shouted, tears springing up in her eyes from the severe hair pulling. I think everyone should calm down," Fluttershy said, but the two were too busy and didn't really care at the moment to listen to what she said. Wow. Dicks! Magikarp had now gobbled a full half of Twilight's mane length in his mouth, intent on eating all of it at this rate. "Oh dear Celestia, it's so disgusting!" If you keep on shaking your head, I won't be able to take him off," Spike reminded her, grunting in effort as he finally managed to pull off the hungry fish. Magikarp flew behind them from the force of Spike's pull, bouncing off the wall and right back at them. Magikarp smacked right into Twilight's face, 10 kilograms of force hitting her square on in the muzzle. Twilight fell to the ground, having been knocked unconscious from the hit. Magikarp just continued to flop on the floor next to Twilight's prone body.
While Twilight fainted, Magikarp gained 1,032 XP points.
"Anyone know where that voice came from?" Spike asked, confused as to where and how that voice sprung up out of nowhere.
"Magikarp?"
Magikarp said, the fish face as impressive as ever. "Yeah, that's what I thought," Spike said, face palming. And that was it. And again, it sucks, but it's funny. I kind of hope you enjoyed it, because it is funny. I mean, it's enjoyable. I mean, just for fun. Yeah. So thanks for watching my video. Like, subscribe, comment, because it's awesome. I'm gonna try putting out some new videos quicker. I'm probably gonna put 2 or 3 out along with this one. Oh, I just got a message on Facebook. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I guess until next time, I will see you guys later. Bring on!
Why, you Pikachu, you think you're pretty tough. I hope you've packed some potions, cause my Pokemon play rough. Prepare yourself for capture, stay on guard, think that's the trap. I'm here to nab a servant Pikachu, so I choose you, Magikarp. you this ain't some sort of game. You think you're pretty funny, but you're driving me insane. I'm 47 Pokeballs, brand new from Pokemon, so surrender or you'll be no more. Beware my deadly Magikarp.
Garp! Garp!
Screw you, Pikachu, my patience is worn out. I'll wipe that smarmy smile, walk your leering little snout. Just sit there and look pretty before I tear this place apart. Then we'll see whose laughter's laughing last. Here comes my Magikarp.
Gyarados? No, Gyarados! We need him alive! Gyarados, come back here! No, don't eat that! Gyarados! I really need to lay off the Magikarp.
Hey, Mr. Fisherman, I might possibly know of a Pokemon you could try to catch.
I'm told, wonderful fairy!